Mountain God needs no donations, only worship please. Chapter 59. Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of his stories. I was just relaxing on the nice soft beach I had opened up on the side of Gensokyo, which led into the ocean, with mainland Japan in the distance, with Sakuya and the rest of the Scarlet Devil Mansion group relaxing under the night sky, when I perked up as my senses within the divine realm of Orario picked up something. Oh. I found Reimu, I said as I found the dour-looking miko priestess with Kunou, Yasaka's daughter of all people, inside the depths of my dungeon. I wonder why she didn't come back to Gensokyo though. I thought with a frown before Patula spoke up. I will send Marissa a message then, she said in her customary tired voice, and I raised an eyebrow as she continued with a sigh. She has been more busy borrowing spells, books and other sources of magical knowledge from the European magician groups than actually looking for Reimu. And hearing that, Remilia sniffed elegantly as she stirred her enchanted goblet that I created for her and her sister to create blood for her to drink. At least that pestilence will not be breaking into my mansion anymore, with how many magical organizations there are for her to rob. Disregarding Remilia's perfectly valid dislike of the kleptomaniac that was Marissa Carissima, I asked with a tilt of my head. And what about Alice? What has she been up to? I asked with some curiosity. And Patchy gave me a dull look as she seemingly refused to say. But then Flandra answered with 10 times the energy that the busty witch Yukai had. Alice the doll lady became good friends with another witch who has an ice doll as a companion and is currently living in the middle of Japan. But I saw her and her friend in Orario a couple of days ago and they were doing fine. So that left just one question. Just what was Reimu doing for the last month before she slipped into Kunou's sphere of influence? I thought and then shrugged, as it really didn't matter, as I saw that Reimu and Kunou were just arguing about Reimu's alcoholism for her age. And Reimu was responding by simply being ultra-racist to Kunou to shut her down for being a troublesome Yukai who was the reason she drank so much. Either way, things were calm. I killed a few fallen and devils over the last couple of days who tried to snatch people from Gensokyo for whatever reason. Or likewise the devils or other supernatural beings got killed by the people they tried to snatch up. I have zero idea what that Glaciolabla's dude was thinking when he tried to force Yuka of all people to join his peerage. I didn't even do anything. She just literally ripped his arms and legs off and then sealed those wounds before slowly killing him by dragging the large heads of her ripe sunflowers over his body, allowing the magical sunflowers to eat him alive. Oh, someone actually found one of my snow globes, I said with a small smile as I waved my hand to make an illusion form in the air of a screen projecting what I was seeing within the dungeon of Orario. Within the dungeon were 2 people of note, as they had found one of the boss monsters I had chained one of my snow globes onto. I blinked and then looked back to Orario and then into the dungeon before groaning as I realized Reimu was fucking cheating. Ugh. Reimu used her float ability to not clip through the walls of the dungeon. I am going to need to patch out that cheat, I muttered under my breath while Sakuya patted me on my arm in consolation. As over the times that the Scarlet Devil Mansion was within Gensokyo, she had fought with Reimu a number of times, and seeing her float past or through attacks never stopped from being infuriating. The monster in question was rather obviously themed in being a large snowman with smaller snowman minions that would endlessly spawn and attack Reimu and Kunou, and while the smaller snowmen attacked with melee, the large one would attack with elemental attributed snow boulders it would throw at people while still being able to attack in melee range. It was always funny seeing people bitching in the forums when they got wiped out by a boiling snowball hitting them in the face and killing them. Kunou was basically just the mascot, as she just helped clean up the lesser snowmen, while Reimu, obviously wanting to deal with the large snowman boss as soon as possible, just smashed a Rasengan. I mean Yin-Yang spirit bomb into the boss to kill it instantly. Alright little fox brat, here is the snow globe. And I can feel that annoying Moria looking at us now. Reimu spoke somewhat gruffly as she handed over the snow globe to Kunou. Remilia snickered and then threw me a look of mischief as she asked politely. Lord Moria, if you would. They have already collected one of your trinkets, and I imagine you and others wish to talk to Reimu, so teleport her and the little kitsune over. I shrugged and then waved my hand, making the illusion turn into a swirling vortex that pushed back a good few meters, and with a cry of frustration Reimu and Kunou were tossed out of the swirling vortex as they were summoned from the dungeon.